Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar, your trusted home for bold intel, deep analysis, and the latest speculation-driven updates surrounding the IQD and the global currency conversation. Today's broadcast is one of the most intense we've ever delivered because what's happening right now behind the scenes is not normal. It's not routine, and it's not the typical noise we hear during ordinary cycles. Something has shifted, and insiders watching the core of Iraq's financial system are saying the same thing. The atmosphere feels different. For the first time in years, the movement, the urgency, and the tone coming from the banking sector are aligning in a way that suggests that powerful hands are preparing for something big. And yes, that includes fresh whispers from Frank26's team pointing toward rate discussion windows that have stunned even seasoned watchers. What we're seeing is an intensity inside Iraq's banking machinery that simply does not happen unless a nation is preparing for major monetary action. Teams that normally operate in regular daytime hours have reportedly shifted into extended, even round-the-clock operations. These teams are not updating wallpaper or running cosmetic patches. They are validating systems, coordinating with regional branches, running emergency mode simulations, and checking transaction rails in ways that are normally reserved for critical structural overhauls. Analysts monitoring these developments are calling this the most synchronized banking activity Iraq has seen in over a decade. And that is a quote coming directly from individuals with operational visibility. For everyone asking the question that's burning across every chat room, does this mean an RV is about to be activated? While no one can guarantee that, what we can say is that these are the exact kinds of operational patterns that precede major policy execution. And when you combine that reality with fresh chatter claiming that rate models as high as $4.80 for the Iraqi Dinar and $3.70 for the Vietnamese Dong have been tested inside certain closed-door simulations, you begin to understand why the speculation world is on fire. Again, none of this is official, but the intensity of this moment cannot be overstated. In the past, Iraq ran upgrades that felt fragmented or incomplete, but insiders now say this round is different. Every signal, every system test, every network update appears coordinated from the top down. More importantly, the communication between domestic banks, private contractors, and the central bank's technical teams has been described as unusually tight. In the world of financial reform, tight coordination is not just a detail, it's a major indicator that something with national implications is in motion. People watching the underground technical movement are saying that this has the fingerprints of a pre-activation readiness cycle. Now, let's talk about one of the clearest physical signals we've seen, the nationwide rollout of next-generation AT. These machines are not normal. They contain dual recognition software capable of handling both the current large denomination notes and the potential future lower denomination bills associated with deleting the zeros. But the most striking part is not the technology, it's the deployment strategy. These ATMs are being installed not only in major cities but deep into rural and remote provinces. That is something Iraq has never done before on this scale, and it suggests one thing. Whatever change is coming is meant for every citizen, not just the urban population. The cost alone of installing this equipment is staggering, and no country invests that level of money into new hardware unless it's preparing for a major modernization event. These machines are built to bridge the gap between the present and the post-reform future. They remove the risk of confusion. They eliminate the need for dual currency chaos. And they ensure that when the moment arrives, whether that's a redenomination, a revaluation, or a managed adjustment, the entire country has the ability to adapt instantly. Understanding this next part is crucial. Iraq's Delete the Zeros initiative has been a topic of internal study for over a decade, but the timing never lined up with political stability, banking readiness, or international compliance levels. Today, for the first time, all those variables are aligning at once. Their digital systems have matured. Their international trade architecture is stabilizing. Their security protocols have modernized. And their legal framework, particularly around anti-money laundering and terrorism financing, has finally met international benchmarks. This combination is rare, and it only appears when a nation is preparing to elevate its currency into a more globally integrated position. But here's where Frank26's intel becomes extremely relevant. According to several sources familiar with deeper internal conversations, some test models have evaluated what a one-to-one rate would look like. Others have reportedly modeled higher tiers, including the now circulating figures of $4.80 for IQD and $3.70 for VND. Are these numbers guaranteed? Absolutely not. But the fact that such models are even being evaluated suggests that Iraq is no longer thinking in tiny incremental adjustments. They are looking at transformational restructuring options with global implications. The psychological dimension is another component many people overlook. Currency reform isn't just economics, it's psychology, trust, and national identity. High denomination notes reflect instability. Lower denominations reflect stability. When nations transition to simplified currency structures, the psychological impact is instant. citizens begin to perceive their money as more stable, more valuable, and more aligned with global norms. The implementation of dual-capable ATMs proves Iraq understands this psychological transition and is preparing for it with precision. One of the most fascinating reports circulating right now involves bank staff training. Multiple branches across Iraq are said to have received confidential training binders outlining potential post-reform procedures. These materials reportedly cover topics like customer guidance, cash handling rules, transitional explanations, pricing conversion charts, and emergency communication protocols. This is not theory. This is preparation. You do not train every staff member nationwide, unless you expect those staff members to be needed soon. Let's move into back-end banking developments, because this is where the speculation world and the technical world intersect. Internal clearing systems have reportedly been tested under placeholder exchange rates to ensure the system does not collapse under a sudden change. Telecom companies have reportedly conducted high-bandwidth stress tests to prepare mobile banking platforms for heavy transaction loads, and government payroll departments have reportedly run simulations under alternate currency structures to confirm salary accuracy after a shift. None of these actions guarantee timing, but they absolutely confirm intention. Security protocols have also been revisited across multiple ministries. Cash storage facilities have run new audits. Transportation units have reviewed chain of custody protocols. Digital risk teams have initiated higher than normal monitoring cycles. These are the types of nationwide readiness moves that typically occur right before major monetary or fiscal implementations. And when multiple branches of government begin acting in unison, you know something meaningful is brewing. This brings us back to the heart of today's headline. The concept of Iraq eyeing a higher value rate. Frank26's team has suggested that Iraqi leaders have become increasingly aware of the value of their natural resources, their expanding international partnerships, and their growing regional influence. Iraq has never been better positioned to re-enter global markets with a currency that reflects its true economic weight. Whether that means a jump to a rate like $4.80 is still to be seen, but the direction of travel is unmistakable. Iraq wants its currency strengthened, modernized, and internationally respected. The Vietnamese Dong speculation also ties into this conversation, especially with whispers circling around $3.70 test models. Vietnam has been quietly cleaning up its financial system, stabilizing inflation, modernizing digital infrastructure, and preparing its economy for deeper global integration. It's no coincidence that both Iraq and Vietnam are surfacing in speculative models simultaneously. Analysts believe both nations are part of a broader, emerging market alignment. Now, we must address the natural danger that comes with moments like this. Misinformation. When anticipation runs high, bad actors flood social media with fake screenshots, false exchange centers, staged bank documents, and imaginary rate leaks. Viewers must remain grounded. No private person, no chat room, no guru, not even well-connected ones can confirm an activation date. Only the Central Bank of Iraq can make an official announcement. Until then, observers must avoid emotional decisions, financial schemes, and anyone promising insider access to early exchanges. Citizens inside Iraq are being encouraged to stay calm, keep their banking information updated, avoid unnecessary cash hoarding, and rely only on official channels. The more stable the public remains, the smoother the national transition will be when it happens. Every major currency reform in history depended on public discipline during the preparation phase. Yet despite all the caution, the momentum right now is undeniable. Iraq has never been more prepared from a technical standpoint. They have never been more stable from a political standpoint. And they have never been more aligned from a global economic standpoint. It is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Timing remains the guarded secret, but readiness is visible everywhere. As we close today's deep report, remember this: infrastructure tells the truth. Systems tell the truth. Nationwide preparation tells the truth. And the truth right now is that Iraq is moving with purpose toward a monetary future bigger than anything we've seen in years. We will continue tracking every internal signal, every technical movement, and every whisper from credible intel sources. Stay locked in. Stay grounded, and stay prepared because something powerful is unfolding behind the scenes. Thank you for watching Iraqi Dinar, and we'll continue delivering the deepest, clearest, and most factual reporting available as this story develops.